creating it. And nice to know that popped me out of my window when I activated stream. Well, I do need to fix top chat. I want to have live chat. I want to be able to see everything. So hello everybody, Soren here. Yes, I'm going to be running around Paladin. I know I explained that last video, but found out Blue Mage is a restricted class. You can't use it in dungeons unless you go in with a full party. So, yeah. Can't even use it for the dungeon, or for the NPC runs. I checked. So, not going to worry about that. I started up Paladin. I'm ready to continue storyline. I've done a lot of my daily work today. There's some stuff later that'll unlock I can work on, but that's not a big deal. So I wanted to continue some more storyline. I'm hoping to maybe unlock another dungeon this stream. I figure when we get towards into Heavenward proper, I'll get into like the Hildebrand and the Chuckable Mail and do those in streams. Honestly, the Hildebrand I know unlocks more dungeons and battles. It's just not my favorite path. But if I want to have them all unlocked, I gotta do it. But yeah, a carriage full of somnus. That's terrifying.
That is.
I agree. Big thievery of crystals. I would assume these tribes.
Now then. Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Oh, very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's Toll. Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
I love they did take the effort to make the Oriental looking show for this.
Far across the sea from the land of Domar have we traveled. We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for you?
Yep, I will be claiming some of the gear again. For a tactical standpoint. Some of the cute moments, but before everything really goes to hell. As I recall, the Thieves Guild did, the Rogue, whatever you want to call it, did technically start with Heaven's Word. So them introducing the Tancred pulling out second dagger later kind of makes sense. You know, I think he would have made a badass Dark Knight. See him go to plate mail and kick everybody's ass. Running the paladin for these fights. Not like I have to worry about taking a lot of damage. And I'm still torn on whether or not to go White Mage or the Astrologian when we get into Heaven's Word.
I'd be tempted to start at Astrologian because he started a little higher level.
Yeah. There's that.
And the white mages are doing good right now.
Hmm?
The white mages, for the most part, are doing good right now.
Yes, the astrologians that are putting shame to healers. Yeah, it's odd to find sea wolves in Ul'dah. I agree on that. And I will say that is one of the cutest outfits for Y'shtola. Krypton knows exactly which outfit I'm talking about. You don't even need to see. when I get back to town, I'll get the minions pet switch. What I might do is when I'm playing late night, start going through the Hildebrand and the other stuff.
Yes, you want that nightmare before bed.
I don't know if I finish with the Chocobo, well, the Moogle post, it wouldn't be too bad.
It'll bring it back. I just realized I did not have the best potion set in my bar.
It happens sometimes. Means when you placed it in the bar, it was the best you had. You might try to look a little authority. You mean to give me another one of your stoic nods? You do, don't you? In other words, it's like, quit being in it. So while I'm remembering, I'll do my shuffle with my minion pet to wind up Bismarck. Honestly, it's not the worst one that could have popped up for this story arc. It's gonna be worse when we get to the point where I have the dragon. The guards on my yep. I'll be honest, the mayhem for the mission down here past Horizon here, I will do in a different stream potentially. But we're likely to have a guide up to figure out the clues quickly.
We'll have a
Because that thing can be a nightmare. Everything starts going crazy. And it actually makes more sense if I just use return. I'm home to Uda anyway.
oh shit, I don't have my full.
What'd you screw up?
I keep trying to do my full cycle where it does the real good combos.
And with the dungeon you're in, it's limited.
Combo right now because I did the leveling roulette and put me to Sastasha.
Oh, standard Satasha?
I'm on Mama. All I got is standard Sastasha. I haven't even hit it for it yet. patient, healer.
Certain he doesn't have 10th visibilities?
Scholar.
Yeah, talk about not 10th of his abilities.
I don't care if you think you're good. You don't wander off in Sastasha, especially not in the ring of apostleships.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is where it starts getting convoluted with the storyline here.
I want recipe brain now. I'm not cooking. Oh, my recipe app is sending me alerts going, hey, time to cook stuff.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women
this healer
here.
keeps trying to play like he's the tank.
The Sultana and the
You
Syndicate
better
will
be glad
not
I'm
be
not
so
the
easily
tank playing.
swayed.
I'll let him die.
But I shall
Tank
see
has
that you
shut
are
off
granted
their
an
aggro
opportunity
pool.
to plead
Oh,
your
they've done what
case.
I've done.
A paladin has shut off the aggro pole.
Uh-huh.
This is within your power?
So he's gotten pissed off.
He's gotten himself into the fucking boss room.
Well, far be it from
The
me to boast,
healer did?
but
the
I
healer's
do
hanging out in
have
the
the ear
boss room
of
instead of
certain
helping us with
influential...
the Shadow Claw Reavers that are in the
I am
room
in your debt.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Dumbass is over
Lady
here.
Yugiri, forgive me for observing,
It just
but
means he's not
your
going to
choice
get
of
any
attire
accommodations.
seems like to evoke feelings
Because
of
we're lucky he didn't go up and
mistrust.
try to get Madison.
Mhm.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience.
I sure realized it was
We seek
towing
only
bottom
to
side.
spare the people of Uldar unnecessary disquiet.
Who knows which healer it was?
One
I shall defer to
dick
your
that
experience
he is
then.
playing tank bitches if he doesn't get to do everything.
Mm-hmm. The one I
I
intentionally
thank you
make
for
sure he
your
can't.
understanding.
Which means I'm gonna start slowing things down a little.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests
Oh,
in your
now he's trying to
capable
run back to
hands.
the pack.
Yeah, he's realizing he's about to get his ass killed. I will say, Yuguri begging for any provisions. I know this time of day is the time of day I don't want to try to do those extreme battles I still need. Because I know what will go down if I do. I know you agree. So you know those can get nasty.
Yeah, that's not the Wave Rider key. That was Captain's quarters.
Oh, the healer's trying to rush it?
Oh, the Captain's trying. The healer's trying to get into Wave Rider before we get to the Captain's quarters.
Since we're getting the order.
Mm-hmm.
That surprises me much.
It doesn't surprise me either, but
I'm sorry, you were unlucky enough with a forest with a new character to run with that son of a bitch.
I hate this digit.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at my size too, the Domans. But again, a lot of storyline at this point. It's just like, I know there's a dungeon over here that I have stuff to start. And I'm torn on starting that right now. It's not a hard dungeon, that's the wash. And I'll say that openly. And I just went to the wrong port anyway. And it's a wash because, yes, it's a side story, but the side story I like. So I want to show it.
I, Ugiri of Domar, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Ugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Domar, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Ugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the
I
law.
thought the healer got 2 commendations.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Uldar. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domans Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes. The law is the law. And so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than Gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Uldar's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Yeah, the fact only 3 remain. Of those who support stay, those who disagree
Would
leave.
that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace. And I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
fact that Robon still finds a way to help, but even though he's pretty much doing it out of his own pocket. Which does kind of make sense, though. And you know that the Sultana helped him a little bit with it. Over. And it's not like some games where jumping speeds it up, it's just a psychological thing.
Largely because you're playing with her.
This is actually where it starts getting a bit insane. But not in a bad way. For the storyline, so. Oh, it's been in about 45 minutes now. If you wanted to head up and start working on it, you could.
It might wake me up. Down with my sleep.
Yeah. thing is, I know what he does later, so it's kind of showing how much manipulative little shit he is. And honestly, that'll be a better ring than what I'm wearing currently. So. Go back to Vesper. I know I still have some of those Aetheryte tickets. I'll admit, I've used the Aetheryte tickets this time. Playing. One time my wake hooked up coordinated, this time I was using it just for convenience. This is where it gets a little interesting. Part of this showing actually how skilled these kids are supposed to be. Yeah, the hiding children. Stallions. You gotta love the kids, the way they wrote their storyline. I remember always having trouble with the third one. Okay, up there. I was thinking he was higher, I just wasn't sure on top of which section, so. In fact, the kid's response is, well, the Garleans didn't find me. Honestly, that's not a small statement for some of them. I am grabbing some gear in mind of unlocking stuff later. And I'll be honest, if you actually ran the route from here to Revenant Toll, it would suck. The whole distance. Thankfully, they don't make you do that. Domans just said that they're concerned about the blades around the thing. Sadly, it depends on which blades, to be honest. Honestly, there's advantage of flight. I'm trying to follow some of the paths like it was before because it wasn't until a couple major updates ago that this became possible at this point in the game. I know I could have done better, but kind of tanking habits, what you put it. Not that I like tanking a lot, but I am skilled at it. Mainly, I don't like how some players like playing with tanks, so. Because if you don't do the speed running like they like, they'll start pulling extra, and I'm pretty crude when they start doing that. And he became an adventurer. I don't remember what I said originally. I like that one better, but I've done it before and they're confused. I did not mean to hit skip. Okay, what the hell's going on with my controls? I'm having a bug out. Can I force it that way? Is it pretty? Not really. That's just so safe enough. Bustling outposts frequented by countless adventures. That's the bluntest. They're all true. Train every day. Which is truth in most concepts. It'd been worse if I was in the Black Mage garb for this cinematic, but the Paladin kind of works. Now you want to talk about the long trip with the kids asking questions constantly. I got tucked off in the quicksand, which, see this close, I might as well just run it. I will say the person had some fun with that little piece, but I don't think that was in one solid piece. This is the nice part. At least I don't have to go through Thanalon into the Shroud to get to, or don't, through Corthus to Revenant's Toll. Because we'd have to go into Eastern, then up into South Shroud, get to Central Shroud, then to North Shroud. It'd be a nightmare. Seriously. I just love him going, you introduced her to me first. I'll be honest, I will be checking what people are doing in here because if we're lucky, we're going to catch it juggling this time. And I'm hoping we do, but I'm not expecting it. Oh, she's just sitting there. I've never seen him holding a crate, though. He is over here bored. No use, yeah. Yeah, not good news. I agree with aiding when we can. I'm just glad they did not script all this out, because this would have been prolonged. The sad part is, past a couple little fights, this has all been storyline.
How goes the fishing? Caught anything slippery?
Aye. Our suspicions were well founded. The Serpent Reavers are indeed the culprits.
The plot thickens.
Has there been any movement in Thanalan?
It has been blessedly quiet, which is to say the Amalja are being no more or less of a nuisance than usual, summoning a Efreet with such crystals as they have hoarded. Urianger, too, reports not out of the ordinary.
I'm back.
Then we have our explanation.
Oh, crap, it now logged me out yet.
You're getting close, I think.
Yeah.
Your explanation for what, pray tell?
For the recent spate of crystal thefts in Thanalan, we naturally assumed that the trail would lead us back to the Amalja. Yet it did not. It led us across the sea unto Vilbrand.
Vilbrand? There have been reports of increased Sahagin activity of late. Oh gods, they mean to summon Leviathan?
That is the way of it, I fear.
Oh.
Whilst conducting our investigation on behalf of the mineral concern, we came upon evidence implicating the Serpent Reavers. With the aid of the Maelstrom, I was able to verify our suspicions. 'Tis only a matter of time before Leviathan returns to harrow the seas. But there is more. One of the Sahagin, an elder by my judgment, spoke of attaining the gift and
I don't
knowledge
know
of
what skin you
eternity.
put on it, but I ended up with north of the border.
I planned north of the border on the veggies. I did the big beef on the meat.
Good. I beat it right.
Ugh.
Such a disturbance in the ether. If I did not know better, I should think this device defective. And there is the explanation.
Soon, soon it shall begin. Our Lord shall rise midst surging waves to wash away the finless ones. And I shall be granted the gift and knowledge of eternity, and with the emissary stand equal. Then shall I know no cessation, no oblivion.
Whence comes this promise of immortality? The emissary? We have outstayed our welcome.
The gift and knowledge.
Are the two of you quite well?
You shared that vision, did you not? Even before the Sahagin made mention of the emissary, I recognized Elidibus's words. He is behind this. But surely it is not within his power to grant the echo.
My lady, unless we act swiftly, Leviathan will rise again. The Admiral has already requested that we intervene to prevent this. Failing that, we are to attend to the Primal's extermination.
She will have our full cooperation. Let us make haste to Limsa Lominsa.
I feel like I'm not playing the Lance right, and I'm still dancing around like a pugilist.
I mean to play a part in this mission.
Well, it gets me away from his attack.
My lady,
Yeah.
are you sure this is wise?
You just gotta remember
I
you
am
can
aware
throw the
of the
spear
risks,
at him while
but
you're
there is
running away.
something I
too.
must see with mine own eyes.
It's a tactic I've gotten good at, and
The true
when you
nature
get
of
into
the
Dragoon
echo.
with the jumps, it becomes a whole new ball game
Because
again.
it's a throw from a distance and then surge
Very well.
forward and start doing
I shall not
close-ups.
stand in your
Yeah.
way.
As you're
on
running
the
away,
condition that you
throw, and
permit
then
me to
by the
accompany
time you usually get back to him, your charge is
Your
done.
company is ever welcome, Thancred.
It's not much, but it adds a little bit of damage. That's a
I
good
take
tactic
it
to
something
get used to.
ill is afoot.
Aye,
Mizzy's
a Primal
one
is
of
about to
big
be loosed
frickin'
upon Eorzea.
Piles of the ice attacks on the ground right now.
Primal.
I'm surprised they haven't nerfed that.
No, he's actually still a fairly
A godlike
difficult fight.
being
Grab
whose
me some
very
of the
existence
frickin'
is a
Tom
bane
Cruise.
upon the land. We scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to put an end to their kind.
I see. Know then that I am learned in the arts of war. In return for the kindness you have shown my people, I would lend you my blade.
It would be most welcome. When contending with a Primal, one can never have too many able allies. If you crave a more intimate understanding of the problems facing Eorzea, this experience is like to provide it. Be sure to come well prepared.
Now, could you imagine with you Gary's experience with
He falls off a cliff.
coming up? Because Gary's first primal to witness is Leviathan. And when you think Oriental culture, a serpent dragon,
sorry. With her facial structure, her walking off the cliff after he fell is this look. I told you, kid. I told you you'd regret this. You didn't listen to Mama.
It would be worse with Papa with the facial hair. Really?
I think part of the problem with Burma was I gave her the bigger lower lip look.
Yeah.
So she has that.
She has that more mature look. That's what it is. She's
It is?
like a dumbass.
Yes, and onto the marking she gets from the beer. I did get those tattoos. Now that you can really see them. Added the dot. Face painting. Oh shit. Added Z's walk up. Oh yes, paralysis works so well.
Yep. I'll be honest, when I go into Fates and Dungeons, I will do them as Black Mage. But that's mainly because some of these fights I do not want to tank on stream. Especially when I'm figuring out how to tank them.
I should warn people on the next streams I might be working on labels. But you might hear me raging or trying to get Lego pieces apart. Then I gotta tear this thing down before I can fix it.
Yep.
And that was my level 30 Lancer quest.
Yep. Now you're into Dragoon.
I'm level 31. Can't start Dragoon yet.
Yes, you can.
Can it? Does it start that soon? Some
Yes.
of them cost delay, some of them don't.
I'm not sure if that one has the delay or not. It's worth the check. It'd be right in there. You actually talk to him again.
Okay, so it's more similar to the Bard for the initial start.
Yep. Not like the thaumaturge where you talk to the person at the counter.
That's an instant cast of damage. The leg guards, it's in comparison to the leg guards I'm wearing. It all was better.
The good part is I have been out here with different things and cleared the newer side missions, so hopefully there's not too much unlocking. Oh, so
I gotta be level 35. I gotta be 35.
Gotta be 35.
Or complete a certain quest.
It's probably complete a certain point storyline. When it pops up again underneath the one part on the upper left, it'll tell you when it's available at least.
What you should do is get over to Limsa and finally forget the freaking beautician shit. I'm gonna run around for 3 days with the beautician stuff ready to be turned in. Yeah, working with TI has been fun. Oh god. Mass suspects get away with $413,000 in merchandise from the Louis Vuitton store in Cincinnati.
Oh, jeez.
Problem is, that pretty small items.
So that was just the final side of the serious plot line for the one dungeon. Okay. So not bad. More depressing, that dialogue is what that was. I'm just hoping it didn't unlock it, doesn't unlock any new side quests over here. It probably will. Well, my luck it will. I will grab the healing gear for now because I know what I have on is item level 90. Nope, no new quest yet, so. I admit I have not got the Saigon Beast Tribe stuff going yet, but I've been working hard on the XIV Beast Tribe. So. There's the first one.
What is this gonna give me? Oh, not anything I can lose.
Yeah, this is where it starts getting a little insane. Some of this. Not in a bad way, it's just. But that's an aggro. And this kind of shows actually how powerful a paladin can really be solo. And not in a bad way. I've been lucky so far because I've actually had Garuda and Titan's horses with luck runs through their extremes. And believe me, I'm not complaining. I know there's people who went into those for 20, 30 rounds and not got them.
Level 18 weapon coffer. It's giving me an iron lance. I just got my steel spear.
Yeah.
From the Lancer Dragoon. I want to do the commanders. 8 drop in physical damage, 10 drop strength, 4 drop distinction, and 2 drop vitality. Honestly, if I got the right materia in it, it would be better.
That's the sad truth, isn't it?
But still trying to put it to the other one because higher level.
No, that's not always the case.
Quality of burnt. You know I was getting close to effort. Only close range DPS I've ever done effort with is the Bugles.
And you have more range with that. Not by much.
Can't drive one. Do I have a teleport there yet? Yes. Thank God. Or should I be going think hide while we're playing this?
Basically.
Think hide no. No, not that. Flamethrower. It was late. That's what I wanted to do. Hold on. I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to go to Ul'dah. We saw it was rather early about the one detail in Thaumaturge Guild on the other account. But that was still after this point. I want to see if before Ifrit, those two Lalthals are still talking about that subject. Everybody's just, that was cryptic as hell.
Basically.
Oh dear. And still back here. Yes, it is. Before Ifrit. It's being talked about.
That's terrifying.
And he is dressed like some of that guy's stuff.
That's terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, says how quick I'm approaching that over here. What's actually happening.
That's part of why I thought of it.
Yep.
Back to Kid Dragon. Yeah, I wasted money to go see if that was being talked about this early.
Problem is, I know how that is, though.
Problem is, that tells me it just is the dialogue that's running.
Yeah.
Even after she...
No, it may change after that. They have scripted that sort of thing before.
You can check afterwards? Before going to eat or after going to eat? We'll say opening up that pile.
Trust me, I've seen it I know I went fairly fast, but I wanted to make sure it had enough to cook in. Yep. That all reflects that. Well, not black mage, excuse me. I won't be dealing with multiple punches. Because I'll be just nuking the hell out. For the next gate. I don't think it's done that easily in the past. I'm sorry, those are not axolotls. And of course I had to go to the third one. I would not. Yeah. It's the later ones that are in 8. You don't really do an 8-man until you get into the final battles for a Realm Reborn. And now those are 4-man.
It's more like Buddha and Emperor 3.
No, not the originals.
Guess I'm just too used to it.
You're used to the hearts and extremes.
Remember, the big thing about Emperor is I want to make sure when that infernal nail comes down, it gets broke.
Uh-huh. And I honestly
Then
talked about one of the
they
classes
have made
most
falls of soldiers and
suitable for it.
civilians both.
This is done by the time we head up to dinner.
Did I miss much?
I know I'm not going to be able to get to Leviathan before.
So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency.
Sad part is he says that fighting that way is not elegant, but in a way I think he's more elegant fighting with the dual deck. The way they portray it.
To the Aetheryte!
I'll be honest, I remember when you first meet the Skyon, you look underdressed, now it looks the other way. For the most part.
You'll forgive
For
me
a
my
party,
lateness.
maybe you should have dressed up a little.
Hmm?
Big party and you didn't dress up?
No, I'm overdressed now, compared to the others.
There we go.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Long have you shriveled Swordwalkers tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end! You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
I'm trying to figure out why we're deciding to pronounce it as Virus when it could literally be Virus.
I know this sensation.
Vera sounds better.
It's the
Virus sounds
echo.
more elegant, but with the way the names are usually pronounced for that species, it's probably Virus.
What? Such power! It is transcendent!
Seven hells.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile. I have mastered the gift. I am eternal. O mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Too bad I would have gave the red subtitling of a
damn
different
you.
language because of the echo for the summoning of Leviathan.
Go check the pages.
Foolish shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is eternal!
Heavens forfend.
Honestly, physically, this
Damn
is
it
the largest
all.
primal you will face at this point in the game.
My being am the way. But it should by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary! You promised me everlasting.
Where did he go?
See,
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon. Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
this is where everything goes crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
It's ready.
Found stuff.
Well, I'll fast travel back to Limsa.
Have to Iron Will before you go back to Lindsay.
Hmm?
Have to Iron Will before you go back to Lindsay? You Iron Willed and then went back to Lindsay.
Yeah. Clicked it back and forth. I'm not mad with how it's going. Honestly, the fact that now I gotta prep the big ship and then go into Leviathan. No, we're at a good point to stop, but it tells me I know what I'll call the continuation. everyone have a good day. We'll see you next time.